Hello, I'm Jeff Paur, senior writer with RealTime Fantasy Sports, and welcome to the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. I am excited for the start of the fantasy football season. We're right around the corner now, just a few days away from the NFL kicking off. And my first video of the year for this season will be my waiver wire pickup video. We'll do this every week. We will give you 5 of my favorite waiver wire pickups for the week. In addition, there is an article online as well called Wavering, which has a lot more in-depth players in that article. But for now, I'm going to give you 5 of my favorite waiver wire pickups. I'll do this every week during the season, and it's week 1, so hopefully you aren't really having to scour the waiver wire, but sometimes stuff happens. People get hurt. Also, some of your drafts were really early, so some of these players I'm going to mention were not drafted in your league, but are getting drafted in nearly all leagues now. But if you drafted early, they could be available in your league, so you want to go grab them. So let's kick it off. Let's get it going. My first waiver wire pickup is Jacory Krosky-Moret. They call him Bill Krosky-Moret is apparently what he wants to go by, but his given name, I guess, is Jacory Krosky-Moret. Either way, he's owned on about 74% of leagues on our site, so this is probably the last week you'll be able to get him. He got a lot of buzz as the preseason and training camp wore on, especially after the trade of Brian Robinson Jr. They think Krosky-Moret is going to play a big role in the Commanders' offense this year. We're still not exactly sure how this running game is going to shake out. Looks like there's going to be 3 guys involved, so it could be kind of scary from week to week, but Krosky-Moret is definitely worth adding. He's a big play threat, a lot of speed, made some big plays in the preseason and training camp, so I think he's definitely worth adding in all formats, see how it shakes out. You might not want to plug him in your lineup right away, but I think he could be a player that garners some fantasy playing time going forward. My next pickup is kind of a guy in the same boat. It's Ollie Gordon of the Miami Dolphins, owned on about 54% of leagues on our site. Gordon's another back that is gaining a lot of steam as the preseason and training camp wore on. He has earned that number 2 back job. He was the best Miami running back in the preseason, looked really good, and I think he's definitely worth grabbing. He gives that Miami backfield a little different look. He's a power back, big, strong guy. Devon Achane's already banged up with a soft tissue issue. It's always a concern as you go in the season with something like that. But it looks like Achane should be ready for week 1. Either way, Gordon's going to play a role in this offense, it looks like. And he has some real potential as a short yardage back in this option. Remember a couple years ago, Raheem Mostert just racked up the touchdowns in that short yardage work for the Miami Dolphins when he split work with Achane. So I think Gordon could end up being a guy that is definitely worth using on a weekly basis in this Dolphins offense. My next waiver wire pickup is another Commanders back, and it's Chris Rodriguez. He could be part of this 3-headed monster here in Washington, and early reports are that he's actually going to be the guy that could start week 1 for Washington. That's what a lot of the speculation is. He's owned on just 20% of our sites, 20% of leagues on our site. So he's out there in a lot of leagues. I think he's a sneaky pickup this week. He could open the season as a starter. He played well with his chances last year. Again, this could end up being a 3-headed monster. It's going to be really tough to gauge each week. But for now, I think Rodriguez could be the best back to use at least early in the season for Washington, and an offense that could be really explosive. So I like him as a sneaky pickup this week for fantasy teams. All right, I'll give you 2 receivers to end my waiver wire pickups for this week. The first one is another rookie. Actually, they're both rookies. The first one's Isaac Tesla of the Detroit Lions. He's owned on 23.4% of leagues on our site. He had a great preseason, earned the number 3 job. They ended up trading Tim Patrick because he played so well. There's all these comparisons to Puka Nacua for him, which is high praise. I think he's going to be a factor in this offense for years to come, especially this year as the number 3 receiver. They have a lot of targets he has a lot of targets to compete with in Detroit, but I definitely think he's going to get some weekly looks. Could be up and down, but definitely worth a roster spot for sure. So I like Tesla as a pickup, a receiver. My other one is another rookie. It's Donta Thornton of the Las Vegas Raiders. He's owned in a few more leagues than Tesla. 27.6% of leagues have Thornton rostered. They did sign Amari Cooper a week or so ago, but I still think Thornton's going to be the starter in this offense. He really had a great preseason. Cooper is just adding depth to that Raiders receiving core, which isn't very good. But Thornton, I think, is going to start alongside Jacoby Myers. He's a big play threat. He made all sorts of acrobatic catches in the preseason and training camp. I think he's going to be a big part of this offense from day one. I like his chances to be a real field stretcher for the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, those are 5 of my waiver wire pickups for week 1 of the fantasy football season. Good luck to all you in your games this week. Should be a lot of fun. I hope you have a lot of success. And also, don't forget, there's still time to get in leagues here at RealTime Fantasy Sports. We're drafting all the way through Sunday till the start of games on Sunday. So get in a league today, all different price points, all different contests. You'll have a lot of fun in leagues here at RealTime Fantasy Sports. Go to RTSports.com, click on that Money League link, and see everything we have to offer on there. Again, good luck in all your games this week. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.